Wish TV's education coverage is brought to you by Lilly, a medicine company.
Wish TV is your education station. State lawmakers, they are nearing a deal that would direct IPS to explore sharing buses and other resources with charter schools. News 8's government reporter Garrett Berquist joins us live from the State House to explain how it all works. Garrett.
The bill author says he ultimately wants charter school students to be able to use IPS's school buses, but he says this is partly driven by a provision within the property tax bill, Senate Bill 1. The property tax bill Governor Mike Braun signed requires traditional public schools to share revenue with charter schools within their district boundaries. That includes money that funds busing.
I candidly would believe that it makes a lot more sense to use an authority, or the alliance as we call it, that would be able to pull together a plan that would move all those kids rather than each one of them picking up and having their own transportation plan.
Baining's measure sets up the Indianapolis Local Education Alliance. It would consist of 9 members appointed by the mayor and the superintendent of IPS. The alliance would have to develop a facilities and transportation plan. It would include revenue sharing agreements, collaborative facility uses, and a way for charter schools to opt into or out of transportation systems. In the meantime, no new charter school could be authorized within IPS's boundaries before the end of the year, except by the mayor. Baining tells me he really wants the alliance to study the busing issue, but he's not opposed to facility recommendations.
More of the kids who live in the IPS footprint attend schools outside of IPS, so it really makes sense for those to kind of bring all those parents and students together and figure out how you can best serve the entire population rather than one over the other.
Representative Ed Delaney wrote language to ensure the mayor and IPS would determine who serves on the board. He says he wants the alliance to help IPS as well as charter schools.
The potential is there. If we can stop some of the fighting and some of the overreach on the part of the charter movement, we can have a much better school system with better transportation, better facilities, and everything else. But if they're going to keep playing grab it for any asset IPS has, we're going to get nowhere.
Earlier this session, after lawmakers made changes, IPS officials said the bill could lead to a more collaborative, community-responsive model for public education governance in Indianapolis. District officials turned down News 8's request for further comment on Tuesday.
I hope we'll get some constraint on the charter movement. We'll get some credit for what IPS has been doing. And we'll get off the topic of how bad is IPS to the topic of how good can we make IPS. That's the change we need to make.
Baining's proposal has been taken in and out of a couple bills here at the State House. If it gets added to a bill, it will still need a final up or down vote in both chambers. At the State House, I'm Garrett Berquist for Wish TV. WishTV.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.